Many people ask me, what is so special about your work? Well, first of all, I'm a doctor who has specialized in many forms of complementary and traditional medicines like acupuncture, homeopathy, Ayurveda, Unani, which is the Ionian system, yoga, different forms of massage therapy, manipulative therapies. So I call myself integrated medical physician. Now, I was the pioneer in this field because I started working in this field from 1981. And the main principle I have is based on principle of Hippocrates, that the body has a healing power within itself. You need to nurture that healing power to cure illnesses. Now, for example, if you have a fracture, the fracture heals on its own. Cut, bruises, they all heal on their own. Even the common flu heals on its own. But you've got to lay down the condition. So I derived a program called the lifestyle program. Basically, it consists of massage, consists of some nutritional advice, and yoga, which manages both physical as well as emotional stress. So these three are the tripods for my healthcare program. Now, other than that, I have a very special program which is called the rehab program. Over the years, I learnt Marma, an ancient Indian form of physical rehabilitation, and I've carried out research on stroke. I treat different forms of paralysis and even backache and headaches. I use this Marma therapy, and because I combine it with different forms of exercises, I call it the Ali technique. It's a special technique that I've developed for helping people who are paralyzed, whose limbs don't work, and who have weaknesses in their limbs. Then I have derived a unique program of health management where I take my patients to an altitude of 1,500 meters, and we make them do yoga. They walk in the mountains, they have massages, they are put under some nutritional program. So this altitude therapy helps to rejuvenate the body. Now this is quite unique. You know that sportsmen as well as army personnel, they train at altitude to get very fit. So I use this program to treat, say, chronic fatigue syndrome, when somebody's been tired for 5 years or more, has not been able to work. Then people with stress, with bereavement, with aches and pains in their bodies, where they need to walk and absorb the rays of the sun, so be outdoors. So these treatments are very, very useful. The other special thing that I've derived is that I have a unique approach towards backache, towards treatment of migraine, towards treatment of irritable bowel syndrome. So for every chronic ailment, I have a certain protocol, which is quite unique because I sort of capitalize on the healing power of the body and then use minimum intervention with medicines to treat them. Now, over the past 20 years or so, I have been using natural remedies to treat patients. And as is known, a lot of people have been cured, with the patient lists going up to 15,000 patients all over the world and more. So I have got this incredible experience of maximizing body's healing capacity. The other very important thing in my work is my diagnosis. I use the tongue, I use the iris, I use the ears, sometimes I use the smell, sometimes, of course, I use the pulse, the ancient method of diagnosis. And with so many years of experience, I have perfected it. I have trained National Health Service doctors here in